The actions continue on the security challenges, insecurity situation, if you will, whichever way. But yeah, let's head to Abuja. Magbe.
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. We have with us in the studio this morning Elder Yemi Akinwumi, who is the Deputy National Chairman South of the People's Democratic Party. So you're welcome to Sunrise Daily this morning.
Good morning, Mob.
Good morning. Well, I'm sure that you are worried, as many Nigerians are, about the security situation in the country.
Obviously.
The National Assembly is worried, and they debated it yesterday, even holding a minute of silence for late Mrs. Olakuri and also other people who have lost their lives as a result of things like this. They're also suggesting a robust security summit. They think that they have the duty to put out that summit. Maybe perhaps, I don't know if it's as an extension of President Obasanjo's suggestion, but the National Assembly seems to agree that it is time for a summit. What are your thoughts on the solutions to solving our problems?
Well, thank you. Good morning once again. The conclusion of the Senate yesterday is in line with the letter, so-called letter President Obasanjo has written to us. Before I go deep into the security summit, let me say something about Obasanjo. Obasanjo is a blessing to this country, whether you like it or you don't like it. Remember, let us go back into the memory lane. It was the person that ended the Nigerian Civil War when he was General Officer commanding 3rd Marine Commando. He was the only Nigerian that military that handed over power to the civilian administration, 1979. Again, he was the only Nigerian that has been to the prison and come back to the president of this country. He was, when he was the president of Nigeria, he's the only person that has brought our debt, foreign debt, to zero, in which we're not owing anything any longer. But today, the debt has piled up again.
Yeah.
I'm still coming. He's the one, what we are talking of today, EFCC, ICP, anti-graft agencies, he established a lot of them.
I think it's I think a lot of Nigerians, know who President Obasanjo is. Let us bring that, all of that to the conversation.
Now, it is even long overdue for us to have security summit. I am even happy when it was said in the Senate yesterday, because now the thing is almost affecting most of Nigerians, and progressives are now coming together. That was the prediction of Obafemi Awolowo some years back, that at the climax of it, all the progressives will come together and form opinion. All of us are coming together now to say this thing is wrong, and it's actually wrong. Let us go into the genesis of this insecurity. Before independence Nigeria, we all grew up with Fulanis in Nigeria. All of us grew up together. The Fulanis are herdsmen, nomads, moving from all parts of the country up to the Atlantic Ocean with just their stick to control the animals. This is what we note for. We are cohabiting peacefully, without molestation, no problem. Why is it that now from 2015, Fulanis have started carrying AK-47? Where did they get it from? Remember that if you go to any firearm dealer in Nigeria today, be it in Abuja or Lagos or anywhere, you can only get probably single barrel gun, double barrel gun, and pump action gun. You can never get AK-47. Yeah. Where did they get it from? With their common sense will prevail that they are got from the border. Who are the people managing the border? The Custom General of Nigeria today is a Fulani man. The Immigration General of Nigeria today is a Fulani man.
They are not herdsmen, are they?
They are not herdsmen. No, people controlling the influx of all these things into the country.
You think that they have a hand in it?
I'm still coming. I want to make monumental revelations, if you permit me.
By all means, go ahead.
Okay. They are the ones here. The Minister of Defense is a Fulani man. The National Security Advisor is a Fulani man. Why should it be so? To start with, the Inspector General of Police is a Fulani man.
I'm sorry, sir.
Why should it be so?
Do you mean the NSA?
Yes.
Babagana Mongono?
Yes. Is it Yoruba man?
Do you have your facts, sir?
Yes, go and confirm my facts.
Okay, sir.
Is it Yoruba man or is it an Igbo man? Is it an Igala man? No, I said put it to you as no. Why is this so? Look, we have to come together to review the architecture of this country. If you want to put a halt to this incessant killing today, I have the solution here. And I'll privilege you if you ask me. First, remove the IGP, who is a Fulani man. Put other nationalities in Nigeria there. Because we are aware what happened in Benue State. The extent of the killing in Benue State. How many of them have been arrested? How many of them have been prosecuted? How many convictions have been recorded of all the killings by Fulani men in Benue State? How many? Are you saying the police cannot get them? Why should police get them when the IGP is a Fulani man himself? Protecting his kinsmen. Many things are wrong, let me tell you today. Nigeria, of course, we're almost at a failed state right now. Very soon, the international community will advise that nationals not to come to Nigeria any longer because the country is not safe. And if we don't have security summit, we will resort to self-defense. Everybody will defend this.
Sir, can I ask you, do you have something against Fulani people?
I don't have anything against Fulani people at all.
Yeah, because I was going to say that the PDP, I mean, also presented a Fulani man to be president of the country. Do you think that because and only because he was PDP, I mean, he's Fulani, everything that he does should be defined by his ethnicity?
Wait, I don't have anything against Fulani. Fulanis are Nigerians like other Nigerians.
Yes.
We have been having Fulanis before in the head of affairs. We have been having them in the past. But this one is completely different. Completely. You are probably making reference to Atiku Abubakar. He's a Fulani man.
Yes.
But I believe he was the vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today, before. He never brought this type of thing up. At all. So, why should it be that everything, that if you want to arrest insecurity today, remove the IGP. Let us experiment it. And why should it be IGP for us? So IGP.
Sorry.
I'm still coming.
Yeah.
Why should, for example, when Obasanjo was the president of this Federal Republic of Nigeria, let me take INEC, for example, which is the issue of the moment. He appointed an Igbo man, Imorisi, who was as the chairman of INEC. When Jonathan was the president of the country, he appointed a Fulani man as the chairman of INEC. But when Buhari, Fulani man is the president, he appointed a Fulani man.
You know,
that is not good. Where do we have Federal Character Commission?
I have to.
Why do we have that?
First and foremost, I think you have said some things this morning, which we first of all have to put. We will have to ask you to fact check. First is that you have said that the NSA is a Fulani man. He is not a Fulani man. He's a Kanuri man. He's from Borno State. That's on the one hand. When Benue State was really hot and, you know, there was a lot of rampage and killings going on in Benue State, the then IGP, who was at the helm of affairs, because this IGP was only recently appointed, was not a Fulani man. He was from Niger State. So if you were saying that all of these killings are happening because the security agencies or the people at the helm of affairs of the security agencies are Fulani people, you're defining everything based on their ethnicity.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't you think that there is a problem with that analysis?
Are you saying you don't have Fulani in Niger State?
I'm saying that the former IGP was not Fulani. That's what I said.
You said it's from Niger State.
I did not say.
Fulani in Niger State?
What has that got to do with whether or not the IGP who was there when things were really, really hot in Benue State and the IGP whom the Benue State governor had a problem with was not Fulani? He wasn't Fulani, was he?
Look, confirm your facts very well.
I have confirmed my facts.
Let me
the former IGP was not a Fulani man.
I always have more information to give you, if you permit me. Just recently, 47 military officers were retired. 34 of them are from the southern part of the country. 8 were from the Middle Belt. And 8 were just Fulani Hausa. Why? What is the intention of that?
So indeed, we might be able to ask questions on all of these decisions. But don't you think that it will be hasty if we say that you know, this and this and this is happening because all the people who are at the helm of affairs or at the helm of our security affairs are Fulani people. Wouldn't that be a little hasty?
No, let me
at
tell you
the minimum?
Something. It's not hasty. If you try a method and it's not working well, the next line of action is for you to change it. Try another line. If you believe we have tried X, Y, Z, well, and we're not getting the result, and what we desire to have is the result, you try ABC. You try ABC.
So what is the ABC that you are suggesting right now?
One, that like in line with what the senator just said and which Obasanjo just said, we should have a security summit, which will overhaul the security apparatus of the country completely. If you want to solve it immediately now, remove the IGP, who is a Fulani man, put the Yoruba, Hausa, Middle Belt, Doma, TV, Ijo, or Igbo, put it there.
Didn't we have security challenges when other people from other ethnic groups were...
As so big as this?
I'm just asking. I mean, because some people will say that, yes, indeed. I mean...
Look, let me educate you a little. Like I said before, we have been having relationship with the Fulani from time immemorial. We have been having relationship, cordial relationship, mutual relationship, symbiotic relationship with the Fulani. Why is it that now that the president is a Fulani man, that all of a sudden this changed? Why? It's an X, Y, Z, you have questions you have to answer. Why all of a sudden Fulani that were noted for taking stick to control the animal change to AK-47. We are not talking of Olakure. We're talking of Olakure. Millions have died in this Southwest. I want to tell you today, if I am slaughtered by Fulani herdsmen, nobody will hear. Because I'm not so important as the father of Olakure. Millions have gone like that. Who prayed for his own family to die?
God forbid that anybody loses their life in that way. We have seen, and it is really very sad.
Very sad.
But don't you think that if we... Because some people will say that all of this is beginning to get really, really, really complicated, or we're building bricks, we're building walls, because we are also putting the ethnicity of these people first. That we should call a crime what it is. A crime is a crime. So, for instance, they have made references to the fact that in almost every ethnic group, there are criminals, there are people who do bad things. We do not refer to them by the ethnicity of those people. Do you think, for you, I'm just asking you, do you think that blurs the line of being able to tackle this particular crisis?
Criminality is criminality. But when it becomes so perennial with a certain ethnic group, we have to raise questions. We have to raise fundamental questions. Why is this so? For example, it's the same Fulani we are talking of Ruga for. And Fulani, compared with Igbo, for example, Igbos are noted for commerce, buy and selling in Nigeria. Is that not so?
Indeed.
Buying and selling in Nigeria, who dominate buying and selling commerce? They are the Igbos. What effort has the federal government made to feel concerned about them? Why is it that Fulani alone is of interest to the federal government? Why? Okay, how have Fulani been doing it since pre-independence to independence up to today, mixing with Yoruba and Hausa freely without Ruga? Have we not been cohabiting before? With Fulani in Nigeria, we have. Why should Fulani be giving special attention now that we have to get sit another man's land for them? Why should it?
Yeah, indeed.
How many lands have you given to Igbos in Maduguri to sell their wares?
Indeed.
You give to them in Katsina? You give to them in Kano?
If I may, sir, there's questions to definitely be asked the federal government. But let us take questions now from my colleagues in Lagos.
Wondering, when you said in your submission that those Fulanis, those heads of police, the IG of police, Fulani extraction, and because of that, there has been a higher level of insecurity in the country, and you are recommending that we should remove a Fulani man from that office. Well, Magwe has made it categorically clear to you that they are not necessarily Fulani. I want to add to it that when you make such submissions, what then would you say of the period of Solomon Arase, who was the IG, and at that time we still had insecurity plaguing and looking us, staring us in the face.
I didn't get you clearly very well. But if I can manage with what I heard of you, if I can manage with what I heard of you, look, nobody is against Fulani. Fulanis are Nigerians like others. Fulanis are qualified to hold sensitive positions like other Nigerians. But it should not be left for Fulani alone. That's what we are saying. Okay, how do you reconcile the situation? How do you reconcile the situation where the chief of army, chief of the army staff is a Fulani man? Prototype. The custom general is a Fulani man. The immigration general is a Fulani man. The national security officer is a Fulani man. The director of prison is a Fulani man. The EFCC chairman is a Fulani man. All of them are Fulani people. Why should it be so? It has never been so in Nigeria. It has never been so, and it should not be so.
If I may come in, because I'm just trying not to.
We have different.
About
we
this,
have about 20. We have 200 different ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. This is a heterogeneous country. It's not a homogeneous country. It's not a homogeneous country. And there is a federal character commission guiding the appointments of Nigerians. Why do we have federal character commission? Why do we?
Are you saying that are you saying that everyone from northern Nigeria is Fulani?
I'm not saying everybody from northern Nigeria is a Fulani.
Then you cannot generalize, because all the names you've mentioned now, and you say all of them are Fulani, and with the gesticulation that you made that all of them are Fulani, it just seems to suggest that you have a bias against the same people, the Fulani who you said that are not necessarily what they are being painted with, but you still go back to paint them in the same with the same brush. How do you reconcile your feelings? Because clearly it seems to be a little distorted.
Let me tell you one thing. This argument or discussion wouldn't have arisen if Fulanis have not gone to the south to be killing people. No Igbo has gone to the southwest to be killing people. No Yoruba has gone to the southeast to kill Igbos. No. Idomans have never been to southwest or to southern part of the country to kill people in Niger land. It is Fulani that is killing now that brought up this discussion and argument. And then again, I agree with you. It is not only Fulanis that are in the north. Go to Kaduna, for example. The southern Kadunans are Christians and everybody. Minority nationals. They are not the one we are talking, and they are not in these sensitive positions.
If I could jump in.
All the sensitive positions, yeah. Why should they be occupied by Fulanis? Where we are federating units. That's why people are clamoring for restructuring.
Just a minute, if you can hear me. Can you hear me, sir? Just hang on a bit. You know, when now you talk about restructuring, but what would you say to those who say they have a challenge trying to internalize the position of your party because they were there for a long time? They had several opportunities to ensure that the security structure or architecture in this country is put right, but that didn't happen. So those who just find it a little difficult understanding your position, do you share the sentiments that they have, that you didn't do what you should have done while your party was in position?
No, don't mix issues. Don't mix issues. When my party was in power, we tend to balance things. It was then the Federal Character Commission, Federal Character idea was best practice in Nigeria. We consider the ethnic nationalities in all our appointments. We don't balance, we don't put one ethnic group above ahead of others. Of course, what is happening in Nigeria today is another colonialism by the Fulanis.
Other
Nigerians have been colonized completely.
Jumping again.
There was no time during our government that Yoruba colonized the Hausa Fulani. No, never.
What I'm referring to,
they never colonized.
If you could let this come in, what I'm referring to is not federal character. I'm talking about the country has been speaking about the question of state police for decades. And your party was there at the time. There was a huge clamor. So it was only in the twilight of the former president's time that he talked about national conference. And so all of these examples, the country is replete with them. So that's why some people, they have a problem with politicians, because when they're in power or when they're not in power, they say one thing. Then when they come in, they don't seem to do what they want to say. So isn't that a challenge at the moment?
You remember that in 2014 there was national confab, organized, executed, and financed by the PDP government.
In the twilight of that administration?
Jonathan. If the recommendation of the 2014 confab, if it had been implemented, most of these things would have disappeared. We would have got them at all. Because part of the recommendation was that we should go into federating units. You run your own government the way you like it, use your own local resources to develop your own area, then have your own independence absolutely from the federal government, and then you have your own state police.
Elder Kumi, just one more thing from us here. You know,
it's not a rule that if you are traveling from Edo State,
that you know, what would you say
to Lagos?
Can you respond to
different police formations?
Elder Kumi, can you respond to this school of thought that believe that you politicians are the problem of this country?
I would not say absolutely yes, neither would I say no. There are some sincere politicians like President Obasanjo who was very patriotic. Of course, most of the presidents we have had in the past in PDP, they love this country very well. They believe in oneness of this country, unity of this country, that Nigeria must be united. Nigeria must move forward. Unlike what we are having today, as against what was operating today. There was no ethnic group dominating the others during the PDP government. Like I said before, Jonathan appointed Ataru Jega, a Fulani man, to be chairman of INEC.
Just this quick one, Elder.
Wait.
Okay.
Are you saying you don't have professors in your land? Obasanjo appointed Maurice Iwu, an Igbo man, chairman of INEC. Are you saying you don't have professors in Yoruba land? Why is it now that President President Buhari appointed Mahmoud Yakubu?
Okay, Elder Akinwumi, just one last question. Just one last question, if you can just proffer this. So far you have said that you've proffered one solution, which is to replace certain people. What would you advise any new person, if indeed the president listens to you, what should they do to solve this problem of security in the nation?
Like the philosophy and the ideology of my party, restructuring. We believe in restructuring. I would advise anybody coming to become the president of this country to implement, to restructure Nigeria. And then make sure that no ethnic group is above the other. We are a federating unit. We are one. During the First Republic of Nigeria, all the Western region, Northern region, Midwestern region, they are federating units. And things were moving smoothly. Things were going on fluently. We had our own policy in the Western region that time. Just like the Easterners have their own, the Northerners have their own. Let us go back to that. The present system has failed us. Oh, absolutely, woefully. We have to change.
Indeed. I think it's a fine place to leave it. We have to thank you very much for coming on Sunrise City this morning. Elder Yemi Akinwumi is Deputy National Chairman South of the People's Democratic Party. Sunrise City continues in a moment. Please stay with us.